Guys, am I live? Am I there, guys? Sorry, I'm a little bit late, I think. Am I live now? Because there was some technical issue. I was changing something, but it did not happen. Okay, finally you are here. Okay, fine. So I'm happy that you are here. Oh, you were waiting for me, Shivendra. Nice. Mayur is also here. Akash Krishna is here. How many people are here? Divya is also here. We are streaming after a long time, right? That's good. After a long time we are meeting because today I completed 2 months of my channel. Like I started in April 8th. Now today is 8th of June, so 2 months are so I'm happy. So I thought like why not start with the streaming once again, maybe for 11 days, or if you guys increase the viewers, then maybe I will increase the number of days. Let's see what happens, but still 11 days is something which I have thought, and I will be covering different topics. And let's see, Aryan is also here. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, Kash. Okay, many new guys are here, I think. Okay, let's see, like we have 10 people now, and okay, you have already started telling me the moves on the board. Okay, that's cool. So should we start today? Okay, I will nice, nice. Hopefully, we will get more people. Increase a little bit the size of the board, maybe. This will be much better, I think. Or no? Yeah, this is perfect, I think. So let's see. As you already told me, back rank issues alert. Yeah, okay. Animesh is also here. Thanks, guys. So before we like begin with our today's theme, I would every day I am planning to do stream for 1 or maybe 1.5 hour. So today's theme is like attacking the king. Maybe I will do the same thing for more number of days. It's yeah, I can do it, but for many people coordinates are necessary, so I think I should keep it. Is that fine? Okay, some lag issue is there. I don't know exactly what is why this lag is there. Bear with me. Today is the first time I'm doing this from a new place, so maybe some lagging is there. Maybe tomorrow I will fix everything. Okay. I think it's fine. If there is too much of lagging, then we will figure it out. Maybe I need to change the network then. Okay. So should we start with today's thing? Okay. We will solve some tactics for maybe 10 minutes, and then we will look at some good games today. Okay. Okay. As this some tactics we are going to solve. And this is what you were already talking about, rook into d5, rook into d5, because back rank problem is there and it's mate, right? Yeah. So let's go to the next puzzle and figure it out. What will you play? These are like easy tactics, nothing difficult in these tactics. I just it is just for the warm up. Oh really, Ajit Kumar, big fan. Thank you. Okay, Vaishnav is saying knight into a4 in this position. That's good. Knight into a4, b into f4, and queen into a2. Absolutely right, guys. Vaishnav, you are right. Mini is also a Mikhail Tal. Well, this game is from Laskar's game against Bogoljobo, and it was played in 1924. Okay, white to play was there. Knight a4 is correct move, and we will win. Okay, I will continue with the next puzzle. This is black to play. I hope you have solved this kind of puzzles many times. This is just the warm up, guys. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, rook e5, queen e5, queen f3, king g1, and queen into d1. Yeah, correct. Divya, you are right about this thing. Absolutely right. Okay. Is there anyone? Okay, Mayur has also said. Mayur is like a previous. Mayur, I think you have some lag. We are on the next puzzle. E6. This is not white to play. This is black to play, guys. Please refresh the page if you are on the previous one. Guys, if you are on the previous one, because if you refresh the page, then you will get it correct position right now, because I don't see there is any lag here, because I'm also listening to it, and I can listen to myself quite clear. There is no lag now. Okay, 19 people are here. This is, I'm really happy that you are here. New Patel is also here. Good. Guys, you should like the stream so that more people will be attracted. Okay, so you are right about this move. Rook e5, queen e5, queen f3, king g1, and queen into d1, and black should be able to slowly and gradually win because he is pawn up. So let's go to the next one. Well, minimum 11 days I will be streaming, so be sure about that. 11 days I am here because today, as I already mentioned, I have completed 2 months of my channel. So, because of this 2 month celebration, I am streaming. Okay, fine. So let's figure it out what we can do. 1 minute, I need to put it on charging. You can play a simul with viewers. Simul, I don't know. Maybe I need to figure it out. Where can I play the simul? But if it's possible, then definitely I will play the simul with all the subscribers and viewers. I'll try to do it for sure. Okay, rook to the f6 is suggested by Vaishnav. Okay, rook f6. I guess the forces. Yes, definitely. Rook f6 is the move which you should play. And just to let you know, this position is from Capablanca's game, Capablanca versus Watson, and it was played in 1909. Yeah, correct. Rook f7, Rook f6 I should play, and then after we capture here Rook into f6, then Queen will come to the h5, and we can see this thing that Rook into e6 is winning the piece. Correct. We are surely, this position is clearly winning for white. So I'm going to the next one now. Let's see whether you can. This one is quite easy. This is again between Capablanca and Schroeder. It was played in St. Louis 1909. You don't stop, but keep on going. I hope you will get the famous and teach us more. Oh, thank you, Sudarshan. Thank you. I hope more people will like it. Yeah, Queen H5. Divya, you are right. Minion means. Can you repeat your name? I forgot. Akshay, I think your name is Akshay. Animesh, you are right. New Patel. Obviously, I remember. It was a king hunt. Yes, definitely. Queen h5, queen into knight. Mayur also, you are also right. Queen h5 check, and this is a knight fork, and we are winning the queen back in this position. Well, yeah, Arnav Nehate. Okay, fine. Ajit Kumar, my rating, current rating is 2037. But my highest rating was 2184. Maybe means it fluctuates. This is black to play. Again, it is Capablanca's game. Okay, this is the last position. After that, I will be talking about one nice game. Okay, guys, the first letter should be capital. If you don't write the first letter capital, then the chat will be hidden. That is my moderation. I have kept it something like that. So please write the first letter capital. Sir, offline, really? Oh shit. Sorry, guys. But I will always come back. Don't worry about it. Like even if it disconnects, I will come back. I'll come back. So hang in there, as Mayur already said. Yeah, I'm back, I think. Okay, fine. So this position you mentioned already. The answer is rook into g2, rook into g2, and rook to the g8. King will move here, and then we'll capture on h6. And absolutely, this is a check and mate after this, right? Yes, Sudarshan, these puzzles are from Woodpecker Method book, which I have completed, and I hope that these puzzles are not that much difficult for you guys. So, coming back to the topic which I wanted to talk about is like attacking the king, and especially that if the king is in the center, what really happens? Okay, So first game I have chosen is between Chigorin versus tennis, and actually I am doing the series about tennis, but in that series I cannot really include this game because tennis is the one who lost this game. So I thought maybe I can include this game in this series. So let's look at in this game. Actually, what happens is like whenever we are playing our game, it's very important that in initial stage of the game that yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely I'll show some of the games, but I will select. We need to take care of our king, right? In the like we know this thing that in the opening principles we need to control the center, then we need to develop our pieces as fast as possible, and then we should take care of our king, maybe with the castling. But what happens when we keep the king in the center of the board? It is a little bit risky, right? So Chigorin was a very famous player, and he was the challenger to William Steinitz, and they played one World Championship match also in 1892. Obviously, Steinitz won that match, but it was quite close. So, so let's look at in this game. Chigorin was white and Steinitz was black. So let's begin. Should I begin with the game? Okay, let's begin with the game. It was played in World Championship match, and it was first game. Okay, so Chigorin was the challenger, and he was very motivated to play this game. So he played e4, and then e5 was played. Knight to the f3, knight to the c6, bishop to the c4, bishop to the c5. Well, can you guess the next move? Can you guess the next move? I will just tell you that white opted a very attacking option in this position. Yes, before New Patel, you are right about it. Divya also said before, then Karthik said before, Vaishnav also said before. Yes, Ivan's Gambit is something which White opted for. This is one of the attacking openings, and that's what we are going to see. That attacking openings we are going to see a little bit. So before was played by Chigorin, and Stennis captured the pawn. Then c3 was played, and okay, in this position black has three main options: bishop c5, bishop a5, and bishop to the e7. Okay, yes, definitely Ivan's gambit is the here. Okay, here usually now also many players play bishop to the a5, because if you play bishop to the a5, then we will keep the pin on this diagonal. Okay, so white castled in this position because he wants to play d4 at any point. Okay, d4 was also possible on the previous move, but he castled in this position. So black played d6, and obviously white should play d4. He played d4, and now Stennis played bishop to the g4, thinking that he needs to pin this knight in this position. But here Chigorin was well prepared. Chigorin played a move which is not that much usual, but that was his preparation. Can you guess what might have played like here? Chigorin played in this position. Can you guess the move? Okay, queen b3. Okay, guys. One thing you just before like some days I was attending FIDE seminar for trainers, and in that seminar Artur Yusupo gave one lecture related to the classical games, and he said like whenever you are looking classical games, then you should choose one side, and from that side you should guess the moves, and for everyone guess like guessing the right move, just like the player whoever you choose, you should score 1 point. Okay, means you should count to your 1 point. So today I am going to give you Chigorin side, and in the end, after the game, you tell me how many points you scored. For one correct guessing move, you will get 1 point. Okay, you count by yourself, and in the end of the game, you tell me how many moves you guessed. And you need to write down the moves here. I will look out the moves, but I cannot really count everyone. But you count and tell me. Okay, are you ready for this game of guessing? Okay, so d5 was suggested, bishop f7 was suggested, queen b3, d5. Okay, I can better move. Well, that is not the case. We should just see what better move also you can count, but usually it is said that we should count only the move which was played by the master. Okay. Yeah, better moves don't will not get any points. We should just guess the moves of the master. So okay, guys, you have suggested the moves, but all those moves are not there which Chigorin played. Chigorin played a little bit different move which he had prepared. He played bishop to the b5 in this position because he wants to pin the knight, and the thing is that he is going to play d5. And okay, here black played e into d4. Now now obviously, okay, Bernard is here. Thanks for coming. I think you're from other country. Okay, guess the move now here. Obvious, C into D4. Okay, next move is quite clear. C into D4. You can take the point if you want. You can score your score here. C into D4. Maybe for you this is the first. Okay, C into D4 is something natural move which he played. Whoever is going to say C into D4, I will count that point. Okay. Okay, black played bishop to the d7 because there was a plane, and white was threatening d5 in this position. Now, what would you play? Okay, okay, okay. Yes, P and John, you are right about it. Whoever is going to guess the moves, you count your points by your own. Okay, I'm not going to count the points. Bishop to the d2 is suggested by Krishna. Well, I'll just tell you that in this position, this bishop will be much more well placed if you put it on this diagonal, because if whenever you play d5 move, your bishop will be well placed on this diagonal, and g7 pawn is a little bit weak in this position. Okay, bishop a3 can be played, but the pawn is still there on d6 square. So black's idea is to play knight g7 in this position and supporting the knight on c6. So bishop on a3 doesn't seem that much good in this position. So bishop to the b2 is a much more stronger move in this position. That is what Chigorin played, because it will be on a good diagonal. Okay, so as per the plan, here in this position, black played knight c e7, but instead of knight e7, knight f6 was also one of the possibilities in this position. Namibia, Africa. Wow, Africa. That's quite good. Namibia means. Thank you for joining me. Okay, if you are not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. I hope you will enjoy our sessions, because we are going to have sessions for next 11 days for sure. Okay. Okay, as I was telling about this position, I have not completed what I wanted to say. Knight g7 and also knight f6 were the possibilities in this position, but Steinitz decided to play in a different way. Okay, uh, yeah, I know Namibia is a country. Okay, knight f6, but Steinitz was in a mood to exchange more pieces, so he played knight c7. This was a little bit dubious move in this position, and obviously white took the bishop on d7 and then queen into d7, and now white played a good move. Okay, one hint I can give you that you need to develop your knight at a position where you will be. Okay, knight's move is there. Knight d2 you have suggested. Okay, fine. Vaishnav, knight d2 maybe you can play, but I will say that if you play knight to the d2, then black can capture the knight here, and because this bishop on a5 is not that much good piece. Yeah, knight a3. Karthik, you are right about it. Knight a3 is something which white went for, Chigorin played, because he wants to come on c4 square without exchanging the piece. Niv, you are also right. Animesh, you are right. And here, yeah, so knight f6 is again one of the possibilities, but if you play knight to the f6, then e5 can be played very immediately, and black did not wanted to place his knight on the f6 square, so he played knight to the h6 with the planning of f6 followed by knight to the f7 in the coming moves. Okay, P and John, you are also right about the move. Tuvia, you are right. Divya, Mayur, everybody is right about it. Okay, so here what would you play? From white side, what would you play? That why did you play knight to the a3? Always continue your plan. Okay, that is very important in middle game. If you have decided about something, and if you don't find anything better than that, continue with your plan. Yes, knight to the c4. Yes, correct. Guys, you are right about this move. Knight to the c4. That was our plan and we played it. Bishop to the b6. And now Chigorin played a very nice move, because here he understood that this bishop on b6 is a little bit awkwardly placed. And the bishop is awkwardly placed, and he had one pawn on a2 which is a little bit weak, so he wanted to extend that pawn, or he wants to expand with that pawn. Yes, a4 is something which Chigorin played, because it's very important to expand on this side, on the queen side, as much as you can, because if you can put this pawn till here, then it will be good for you. Okay, black has two options in this position. One is c6 and one is a6, and one of them is only one good option. And okay, in the game he played a little bit inaccurate. In this position, black should have played a6 to put this bishop on this diagonal, means maintaining the bishop on this diagonal. Like even after this we capture the knight on here, we can play c into b6 and black should be fine, because after some time his rook will come on the c8 square and it should be okay. But okay, he played c6 in this position. That was a little bit odd move. And here what would you play? Yeah, queen b5 is there, but instead of a4 we had this queen b3 move also. Queen b3 was also one of the moves, but a4's idea was to play a5. Okay, now we need to do something. By c6 he has weakened something, guys. You need to pay attention to the weaknesses. What did black weaken in this position after c6 move? There is something. F5 is a passive square. There is some weakness after c6 move. Can you tell me which is the weakness? Okay, I'll just tell you one thing which is very important in middle game. Whenever you play your pawn move, okay, any pawn move, then you change your pawn structure. Okay, it is not just about the one pawn structure, like one pawn move. It changes the structure of. Now here the d6 pawn is not having any supporter on the c7 square. Yes, correct. d6 is a weakness here. d6 is weak. Correct. You are right. Everybody, yeah, you are right. Therefore, e5. Divya, you are right. Right. Correct. Very good. Divya has said the correct move. PN, you are also right. So, bishop a3. Okay, you can play bishop to the a3, but I will play bishop to the c7 in that case. So, that is what black's planning is there. So we should play e5. That is what Chigorin played. Okay, d5 is also one of the possibilities I am not denying, but we should take care of the weakness which is there on the d6 square. And now after okay, the pawn is hanging, and even if we capture here, then we can go for d into e5, and still the d6 square will be under our control. And if black exchanges the queen with queen to the d1, then we can simply play rook into d1. If castling happens, then rook will come to the d7 square, and we know this thing that whenever the rook comes on the 7th rank, that is a good sign that you have a good position. So this is not something which Stennis wanted to allow from his opponent, so he played d5, but that is also a little bit uncomfortable position for him. And okay, just for the irony I will tell you, Stennis himself stated in his notes that whenever the knight comes on the 6th rank, okay, that knight becomes so strong that the game will be won by itself. You can even go for sleep, like that. It was a similar statement he has written. So the knight obviously comes to the d6 square, check, king to the f8, and now okay, we need to understand this thing that the black has lost his castling, right? So the king is stuck in the center of the board, you can say, and now we need to build up our attack. Our knight is very well placed in the center of the board, like this. We are attacking all these important squares in our opponent's camp. It has become like an octopus, you can say. This is called as the octopus knight. Yes, P and John, Mayur, Vaishnav, 7 is heaven. Okay, right. So what to do? It's time to improve your pieces. Which piece? Yes, guys, you're right. P and John, you're absolutely right. Neve, you are saying rook a3. Okay, rook a3 you are saying, but I don't see rook anything doing right now. Maybe it's time to develop this bishop here, because there will be a deadly pin on this diagonal. Divya, you are also right. Tuvia, you are right. So I will play bishop to the a3. Now there are some threats on this diagonal. So black thought, okay, I will get rid of this pin, and he played king to the g8 in this position. And now you should understand where is another weakness in black's camp. I'll give you some time to think about this position. You identify another weakness in black's camp and tell me, okay? Tell me about the weakness in black's camp before telling me. Tell me the weakness. Okay, f7. I am getting more votes here, PN, than everybody. But Divya has said b7. Yeah, you are right about this, guys. F7 as well as b7 both are weaknesses, and but it's more likely to attack the b7. Am I back? Am I back here or what? I think I was there, and maybe I was not talking because I was not getting any comments. Back again. Okay, fine. I'm back. Okay, rook to the b1 which he played, because we need to develop our piece, and now we are threatening a5 move on the next move. Here, okay, black played knight h f5. Okay, knight h f5 was played, and now here in this position white played one amazing move. And okay, let's see what to do in this position. Can you guess the move or not? Okay, fine. What would you play? Knight h5. Knight h f5 is played in this position by black player. Okay, Tuve is saying, okay, guys, don't just tell me one move. You need to tell me the two or three moves, or at least plan. Not one move, I will not count. Okay. Okay, Mayur is saying most likely knight into f7. Yeah, you are right, knight into f7. But what after that? He will capture the knight, then what will you play? You need to be accurate. Okay, the king will not. After knight g5, I think black will just go back with king to the g8. We need to lure upon your opponent's king in the center of the board. Think about it. Think about it. How will you take his king in the center? You need to drag him. King g8, queen f3. Well, the knight is there on f5 square, so knight g5 will not work because he will go back in the den, you can say. Okay, new is a little bit correct. E6 is the next move which you should go for. But okay, after that also you are making a little bit mistake, because if you play queen to the e2, okay, as you are already mentioning about knight into f7, I'll go for the knight f7 because that is what Chigorin played. He played knight into f7. That is the correct move, because we need to drag our opponent's king in the center. And see why this knight f7 is working, because this bishop is very well placed on this diagonal. This rook is there. This queen is also there anytime to come in the place. This rook is also there. This knight is ready to jump on g5 and e5. That's why knight into f7 works. Yes. So whenever the position is ready, sacrifices usually happen. Okay, you don't need to worry about it. You just need to gather your pieces properly. Very good. So e6 is something which Chigorin played. This is very important. E6 we need to play, and obviously here queen into e6 will be a blunder because knight g5 check will be there, and it will be a fork, and white will win the queen. So king into e6 is the only move which black can play. And here, okay, if you play rook e1 check or queen e2 check, then black will get the chance to go back with the king f7, and he will run away with king to the g8. So we need to stop our opponent's king to go to that square on f7. F7, we need to stop him. Okay, we should not allow him. Okay, knight g5 is suggested by everyone here, but okay, knight g5 is a possibility. I agree with you. Knight g5 is definitely a possibility, but I will play king to the f6. That is the only move which I have. But after that, you don't have the possibilities to attack black's king in a good way. Okay, think about two possibilities in this position. Knight e5 is also one of the possibilities, because I will tell you why knight e5 is better. Because if we play knight to the e5, then first of all we are attacking the queen, right? So we are putting the piece in the center of the board, and we are putting the piece with the tempo. We are attacking the queen, plus we are controlling the f7 square, which was the fleeting square for our opponent's king. So that is very important. We should always try to bring the pieces with the tempo. Okay, so knight e5 is something which we should play. So black obviously saved the queen. He played queen to the c8 in this position, and now it's the time for white to bring his another piece in the game, and he played rook to the e1, which looks very natural because now there are discovered checks are there. So king f6 is played by black, and after this white played another move by which he brought the stronger piece in the game, which where we'll play. Yeah, this knight outpost is very important. So he played queen to the h5 here. Now there is a very big threat that queen f7 is also there, and knight g4 is also there. This after knight g4, actually it's a check and mate is threatened. So black needs to defend against this thing, and black played g6 in this position. Okay, Vaibhav is also here. Hello Vaibhav. Yeah, nice topic, thank you. And here, okay, again it's a little bit interesting move from white side. Can you guess the move here? Because rook e1 and queen h5 were very natural moves, but now what white played was not that much natural. Let's see whether you can find it out. If you are not able to find, obviously I'll help you. what would you play? Are you guys able to listen to me or no? Yeah, okay. I am getting some suggestions from you. Bishop into e7 is suggested by you. Like, yes, we can listen. Okay. Bishop takes the knight check. Absolutely right, guys. You are right about this thing. Black has these two defenders. Well, first of all, let me explain why bishop into e7 is necessary in this position. Because in this position, these knights are there, which are defenders for this king, and we need to remove our opponent defenders. And if we can exchange our opponent defenders, then his king will be very very weak, because our knight is there, this rook is there, and this queen is also there. So removing the opponent defenders is a very nice technique. That's why bishop into e7 is correct move here. Black played king into e7. Okay, he had this option of playing knight into e7, but after that we can play queen to the h4. If g5 is played, then we can play queen h6 also, or we can even play knight to the g4 check. King might go back, and okay, we can just capture the pawn. We have this queen f6 check, sorry, queen f6 check, and this rook knight on e7 is also hanging. So he cannot really go for that thing. He played king to the e7, and now obviously we will give the discovered check with knight into g6, king f6, and now after knight into h8, the game was almost over. But okay, still they played for some more moves. Black played bishop into d4, and now my question for you, like, what would you do now? Always remember, if you are playing with your pieces, no, pay attention that whether there are any piece which is not playing in the game. If you can find out that weak link in your position, then you can just improve that piece and your position will be improved. So what will you, which piece is not playing in white's camp? Yeah, new is absolutely right in this position. You need to bring your rook on b1 in the game. So okay, queen f7 is something which you can play definitely. I am not denying that fact. But after that, king g5 will played. But still, you will need the rook. Queen f7 is something also I will accept. But okay, this position is already winning. I am not denying this thing. But rook b3 is more better move, because we are bringing the rook in the game very quickly. Black played queen to the d7, and now rook f3 came. This knight is pinned, and we are going to play g4 on the next move. Okay, black played rook into h8, and obviously white played just g4. Now the knight on f5 is gone. He played rook to the g8 in this position, and it was just the end of the game. I'll just tell you the last few moves. So queen h6 was played here. After rook to the g6, rook into f5 was played, and white just won this game, because black resigned here because he doesn't have any good moves. Because queen into f5 if he plays, white can play queen to the f8 check, and on the next move he will just capture the queen on f5. So Stennis had to resign in this position, and all these things happened because white played in a very innovative way. And first of all, if you go back to the game from the starting position, if you go, then the main problem was like the knight on d6 was very firmly placed in this position. So always try to occupy this kind of weak points in our opponent's camp, and whenever you develop your all pieces, then the sacrifice will come quite naturally. So you don't need to worry about that thing. So I hope that you enjoyed this game, and this is how you need to attack your opponent's king. But one thing is there, you should not hurry. You should play with all your pieces. That is what Chigorin did in this game. Okay. So let's look at one more game and find out what will happen. Okay. So the next game which I am going to show you is played by okay. This game I think is already very famous. So Chigorin points for 7 points. Okay, huh? That I forgot to ask you. Like, how many points did you score? You should write down here. 13 points. New. That's cool. Whoever is going to, but be honest, okay? Be honest here because I'm not there. Who is going to count the points? It's all about you. Okay, Karthik has scored only 2 points. Okay, fine. So the next game I'm going to show you is by Mikhail Tal. Okay. Okay, I'll start the game from a position which is very interesting. So let's see whether 1 minute. This is the position. So this is Mikhail Tal's game, and he played in Olympiad, that is Verna Olympiad in 1962. As you are asking me for the Mikhail Tal's game, then whenever we are going to attack your opponent's king, Tal's game is something which we need to see. But I will tell you that in this game, Tal played in a different way. He got the advantage, okay, he got the initiative, and he after getting the initiative he played in a very phenomenal way. But when the position appeared like okay, his opponent might get some chance to liquidate or something like that, he just converted the position into a position which is like better for him in the end game. Okay. So should we start with this Tal's game? It is white to play. Tal was white in this position, and I am going to give you Tal's side. So let's see how many moves you are going to find out. Yeah, Nigel Short didn't get the chance to play. But anyhow, even if Nigel Short was going to play, Tal was a little bit old at that time. So okay, we can say that Tal might have proved that he is Tal. Okay, fine. So here Queen A4 move is suggested, but I don't think so that Queen A4 is that good move. Okay, I'll just tell you like what is really happening. Okay, here the thing is that white has this double pawns on the C file. Okay, and black is trying to put some pressure on this pawn. The center is closed. Okay, opponent is Hecht, Hans Joachim. The name is very difficult because it is a German name for me to pronounce. Okay, another move like which you are okay. Let me first of all tell you like what is happening. The C pawns are a little bit weak here in this white scam. The center is something which is fluid, and black actually wants white to close down the center. The move suggested was like here d5 was suggested, but if you play something like d5, then you are creating a very big hole on the c5 square, and black will be very happy to play knight bd7 and knight to the c5 because knight will get a good square because there is no pawn on the b file as well as there is no pawn on the d file. So the knight will be very well placed. And another thing is that you have this light square bishop here and you are putting your light pawns on the light squares, so the bishop on d3 will feel a little bit sad, and usually it is not necessary to put the bishop on behind his pawns like this. You should not cramp your bishop. Okay, so it's your job to open up the diagonals for your bishop. Okay, c5 move has been suggested by you, New and Tuvia, and that's what the Tal played. Tal was very, you can say like dynamic player. He understood the dynamics in the position. Here he understood that if he allows black to play c5, then the c4 and c3 pawn will always be doubled. So before black plays c5, he himself played c5. He is ready to sacrifice the pawn. Okay, because if you play b into c5 in this position, obviously we will get the rook to the b1 move, and we have this good file for our rook. That is something good for white, and he is not afraid about that thing. And once the pawn is also c5, we can even play d5 because there is no c5 square for our opponent. No, knight f1 was not played. He played c5 in this position. That is very important move. Okay, another move is there that d into c5 is a possibility which actually his opponent played, and now you need to find out a good move from white side. What would you play? I'll give you some time. Okay, I am going to wait for you, but I'll just give you one hint that you should not block this position. Okay, you should try to open up the position because you have two bishops. This is a very general rule that whenever we have two bishops, we should try to open up the position so that our bishops will get more space. Okay, d5 is something suggested by New. Okay, Shivendra is saying e5, but I think you are also suggesting d into e5 because d5 is not definitely a good move because you are just blocking the position. D into c5 is something which I will not play because after that black can even leave this pawn just like that, and knight will get the square on c5 square. That is not something good for him. Yeah, knight c4 is there, possibility is there, knight c4 definitely, but if you play knight to the c4, then I am going to play c into d4 in that case. If knight c4 is played, I have this c into d4 move, and you are not actually threatening anything. It's important for you to open up the position, and Tal was right on like bang on target, you can say. He played d into e5 because after queen into e5, one thing is quite clear. We have this pawn majority on the king side. Black has only 3 pawns on the king side. Another thing is that at any point we are going to castle, the bishop will come on the g3 square. We will be attacking c7's pawn. And another thing is that black's king is a little bit vulnerable here. If you pay attention to white king is actually guarded by his pieces and pawns, but black's king is little bit weak, and that's what he focused on. He played queen a4 check first, and now black needs to play c6. That is what he played, and here Tal played in a dynamic way. Okay, black is attacking the pawn on c3, but he did not care about the pawn. He thought like, okay, black's king is weak, black king is still in the center of the board, and I should do something about it. But before we go for the attack, we should prepare for it. That is the thing which we can learn from Taz game, that whenever he was going to attack, he played with his pieces. It was not like he just went for the attack with one or two pieces. He always had multiple pieces, and his quote was also there that, okay, if he is sacrificing like piece or something like that, two three pieces are hanging, but he used to say like, okay, my opponent has only one move and he can capture only one piece at a time, so even if all pieces are hanging, that is okay. So by this mean we can say that like, okay, he used to play with more pieces, and that's what he said, and he castled, bringing the rook in the game. That is very important. Black played knight to the g6. Now this bishop is being attacked by the knight, but yeah, correct. Now what to do here? Should we save the bishop or should you play a better move than this? Which move will you play? Bring the pieces with the tempo, guys. That is what I am telling you since starting. Our main target of today's discussion is like bring the pieces. Which piece will you bring now in the game? On the yes, knight c4. Akash, I think you are absolutely right about this thing. Knight c4 is something which Tal played, attacking the queen here on e5, and one piece is also very well placed here. But if you pay attention to this thing, black is going to play b5 on the next move, so we should be careful, and Tal calculated in a very nice way. But as in the previous game which we saw, there is a weakness on d6 square, which also we should not forget. Okay, black played queen to the e6, and to take advantage of this d6 square which is a weak, white played the next move, that is e5. First thing is that he is attacking the knight on f6, plus he is threatening knight to the d6 check. Okay, but okay, black had prepared something. That move was b5 here, and the next move which he played, I will tell you the story behind this move also, but I want you to guess the move now from white side. Miss Tal, what did white play? There is a very interesting story behind the move which Tal played. Miss, something happened after the move. No, knight d6 is not something which he played, because even if play knight d6, I'll just play king to the maybe f8, or king e7 is also possible. Your queen is still under attack, or I can even play queen into d6. Why to play a king after knight d6? Queen d6 is a good move. Your queen is still under attack. Which move will you play? Knight d6 looks natural, but that is a blunder. You will lose one piece. Rook f e1 maybe possible, but I'll just capture your queen. After that, what would you do? Oh, come on, guys. You should not just tell me moves just like that. Queen into b5 is not something good. Okay, I will tell you this E takes FC. Okay, P and John has suggested the move. Wow, Tuve has also suggested the move. E takes F6. Absolutely right. Mayur is also suggesting E into F6. Okay, as you are guys are telling me about E into F6, I'll tell you what happened after E into F6. Okay, so in this position, Tal's opponent, who was H, he was considering that black, white, Tal will play queen to the b3 in this position, and that is okay for him. Okay, but when Tal played e into f6, he almost fell out of his chair, and another thing happened, like this game was played in Olympiad. Tal's teammates and other opponents' teammate also, they gathered around the board, and everybody was looking at the Tal. And there was also one very strong player, I forgot his name exactly. He came on the board and he smiled at Tal, and he said like, okay, only Tal can play something like this. He is just going to sacrifice the queen, and there was a big demonstration board was also there, and this e into f6 move was played, and commentators also were very awed by this move. So this e into f6 move is a very historical move. Oh, okay, okay. If John, if you know the game, then wait for other people to tell the moves. Okay. Okay. E into f6. Then obviously he played b into a4, and now white played f into g7, attacking the rook on h8. Black played rook to the g8, and here which move will you play? Now you can see that okay, black is already ready to give up the queen. Rook e1 is something which you can play, but that will not really help you. Okay, Nandini also knows this thing. Nandini is here. Okay, nice. Okay, this is a very famous game. I know this thing. Whenever a Taj game come, then this game is very famous. Okay, white played. Okay, in this position you can play rook e1 something like that. But black is exchange up. You should not forget this thing, and you should not give up the rook. Okay. Okay, bishop into g6. You are suggesting. I can consider this move, but if I play queen into g6, then the queen will be saved. That's what I think. But still, black's king is still in the center of the board. You can take a little bit advantage of that thing. I will not say. But bishop's move was played, but a better bishop's move. White played White played bishop to the f5 in this position because now he is attacking the queen. If the bishop is captured, then we can play knight to the d6 and then knight into f5. But by doing this thing, what did Tal achieve? Well, what he has achieved is like he is converting this position, which is very dynamic, into a position which is really good for him. Like endgame is pretty good for white because black's pawn structure is pretty bad. You can see this pawns on a7, a4, c6, c5 plus the pawn on f7 and h6. This pawn structure is pretty bad. And if you go into the endgame, then obviously white will be better, and that is what Tal is going to do. He is going into the endgame, which is very good for him. And after bishop to the f5, his opponent played knight into h4, and after bishop into f6, bishop a6 was played, and here he played knight to the d6 check, king e7, bishop c4 was played. That was a good move. And okay, after rook g7, the pawn on g2 is being attacked. White played g3, just supporting it. King into d6 was played, and now bishop into a6. Now we can take the stock of the position. Here what is really happening? Okay, we are like we are into the end game now, and black's pawn structure is still bad. Here the pawn structure has not renewed. This knight is there, but this pawn structure, okay, white has this h3, h2, g3 and f3 move. But I'll tell you one thing, like whenever there are two pawn islands in the position, especially in the end game, then bishop stands better chances rather than the knight. Okay, knight is a little bit short range piece, you can say, because whenever there are two pawns island, knight cannot go to one, uh, like if he's on the king side, he cannot go to the queen side very quickly, but the bishop can do the both the things sitting at the center of the board. Okay, so that's why this position is better for white. And another thing is that the king is still a little bit exposed. Yeah, maybe I have showed you, but I really like this game, so I wanted to include this game. So knight f5 was played, but after rook to the b1, f6, so rook king e7, rook e1. I'll just finish off this game because we have learned whatever we wanted to learn from this game until now, because end game is not something which I want to discuss in our class. So he played g4. So g4, knight to the e7, rook b7 came, rook on the 7th rank, rook g8, then bishop c4 came, attacking the rook on g8, and the position was converted into the endgame where white is just grabbing one pawn after another. And okay, we have these two connected passed pawns on the king side, and white went on to win the game after some time. So I think like you like this queen sacrifice which Tal played in this game. It was a little bit surprising. It was an element of surprise, you can say, by Tal. Okay, next game which I think we can look at is played by. Do you know that Laskar has invented double bishop sacrifice? Have you heard about it? Laskar's double bishop sacrifice. Yeah, you have heard about it. Okay, but it was not just Laskar who has made it famous. There is a very famous game. After this game, actually, it was this double bishop sacrifice was very famous, and okay, so the next game which I am going to show you is famous for double bishop sacrifice, and it was played between Aron Nimzowitsch, the you can say the father of the modern chess theory. He has written two very important books like Chess Praxis and My System, and Tarrasch. He has also invented the opening which is Tarrasch, and he was also leading player at that time. And this game is very famous because Nimzowitsch was the one who was on the receiving end, and he was a very great player. So let's look at the game, what happened, so that we can understand it much better. Are you ready to look at one more game, or do you want to do something else? Yeah, okay, fine. So the game which we are going to see, it started with d4, and black played d5 move, white played knight of 3, then c5. This is a trademark of Tarrasch. He always used to play d5 and c5, and his Tarrasch opening was also like basis of d5 and c5. Okay. White played c4, e6. Okay, I would like to show you the game because I want to show you different aspects of middle game, different techniques, whatever you might like. So bishop to the d3. Now this is the basic position. I will just tell you of Tarrasch defense. Okay, e6 pawn is there, knight f6 is there, the pawns on d5 and c5 is there. This is the basic position. Always remember this thing. Okay. Tal used to play like that. Tarrasch used to play like that. And here black played knight to the c6, castle, and bishop to the g6. Okay, black is developing his pieces quite actively here in this position. White should also develop the knight on c3, but he delayed the development with playing b3 because he wants to develop the bishop on b2 in this position. Black played castle in this position, and white played bishop to the b2. And here in this position, the bishop on c8 is little bit not developed in this position, so black also decided to play in the same way. He played b6, and then knight to the d2 was played, bishop to the b7, and you can say that this position is almost symmetrical. The bishops are here, these two bishops are here, the knights are here. Only the difference is like castling is also there. Only the difference is knight is there on d2, and then other knight is there on c6. So whenever symmetrical position is there, I will tell you one thing: the player who takes the first breakthrough usually gets the advantage, and you need to wait for your breakthrough. Okay. Okay, so white played rook to the c1, queen e7 was played. Black's idea is to play e5 at one position, because if you can break through in the center, that will be a good idea from your side. Okay, white understood that thing. He played c into d5, e into d5, and white played knight to the h4. His idea is quite clear. He wants to come knight into f5 here, capturing this bishop on d6, because we will be attacking two pieces at the same time. And black defended that thing by playing g6 move here, because f5 square needs to be protected. And white played knight h f3. Okay, he has wasted one move, and that is not something good in the position, like especially playing in the opening. And black played rook a d8, and now you can say that black is already ahead in development, and that is very important concept. Like, okay, white played d into c5, black played b into c5, and now here in this position white played bishop to the b5. Okay, we have already played 15 moves now. Now I will ask you questions like what would you play. From this movement onwards your scoring system will start. Yeah, queen is not yet played. What would you play? Black to play here. Guys, you are discussing something else, I think. Are you paying attention to the game or not? I don't know. Okay, knight e4 is something which you are suggesting. Bishop into h2. Okay. One thing is quite clear that bishop into h2 is clearly not a good move because you are not at all prepared for the attack. Okay. We should prepare for the attack, then only we should sacrifice. Only good position leads to sacrifices. Bad positions or unprepared attacks are not good. Okay. Okay, knight e4 was suggested and that is something good because we need to centralize our pieces, especially the knight. That knight e4 was played. Black played bishop into c6, bishop into c6 and queen to the c2 is played in this position. And now again, okay, new you have already seen this. What would you play from black side? Okay, I think tomorrow I will select the games which you have not seen. I will not select the famous games. I will select something which is the games which are very random. Okay, so that everybody will see like, okay, I have not seen this game. F5 perhaps, okay, fine. But okay, I'll just tell you that black is already eyeing towards white's king with these two bishops. Okay. And you need to take care of that thing. You need to open up the diagonal for your bishop. So how will you do it? Figure it out. Okay, queen b7 you can play, but don't you think so that your queen might be well placed on the king side instead of taking it to the b7 square, which looks a very bad in this position? You gave away the spoiler. Ah, my class buddies. Okay, knight into f2. Okay, if you're, I'm telling you this thing again and again. Before like the preparation, you should not sacrifice the piece. Okay. Knight into f2 if you play, I'll just tell you like rook into f2 might be played and your pieces are not still in the game perfectly. Miss, I'm not saying like you will not get the good compensation in this position, but knight f2 is not well prepared. You should give the sacrifice only when you are prepared. g5 g4 is suggested by Mayur. Okay, g5 g4 looks crazy, but okay, I will not go for such moves because okay, after g5 I feel like white maybe can play this move, this, and then we have this queen f6 move, and it will be black's king who is under pressure in this position. So g5 is a little bit slow. First of all, you should understand one thing, that there are some tactical things also in this game. Okay, d4 was suggested by you, but okay, d4, before playing d4, uh, Tarrasch decided to play knight into d2 in this position, and here if you play queen to the d2, then black can play d4. Okay, now we are threatening queen bishop into f3, doubling the pawns on the g file. Then the h2 pawn will also be weak, and white did not wanted to go for this thing. He thought Why to give that much chance to our opponent? He played knight into d2 in this position. But still, in this position, Nimzowitsch was little bit unaware of what black had planned in this position. Okay, so he played d4. This is the introduction of the double bishop sacrifice. Now d4 is played, and okay, here in this position, objectively speaking, white should play something like maybe rook to the f1, keeping some space for his king to run away. But he did not play that move. He thought like, why not capture the pawn in the center, and he played e into d4. And now the famous sacrifice came in the center, and this sacrifice came because the bishops are already ready. So I will tell you, like, whenever the position is ready, the sacrifices will come for sure. We don't need to do anything. Okay, here which bishop should you sacrifice first? First bishop into h2 or bishop into g2? That is very important. That is the test of the time, you can say. In the game, actually, Tarrasch changed the move order, but that was a little bit inaccurate, which would have given white the chance to save the. Okay, Shivendra is saying bishop into h2 because it looks more threatening, because we are giving the check. Okay, possible. I'm not denying. Okay, you guys, everybody is saying bishop into h2. Okay, both moves are possible, but one move is little bit inaccurate and one move is more correct. Okay. Okay, I got one other alternative also. Bishop into G2 was suggested by Karthik, because that will give a check. Yeah, king को market में ले आओ. Correct, correct. Mayur is suggesting my class by bishop into g2. Okay, now guys, you are a bit confused. Like, first of all, you are suggesting bishop into h2. Now you are suggesting bishop into g2, and both moves are possible, but only one move is better than one move is the best move. Okay, I will reveal the secret now here. Okay, in the game, black played bishop into h2, which looks more natural because we are giving the check. And that is okay, we can play that move. Nothing like really disastrous happening in this position, but I will talk about that thing afterwards. But bishop into g2 was much better because we will be bringing the queen much more quickly in the game. And here, if you play king to the h1, then queen f4 is a good move, by which we will be threatening check and mate, and white doesn't have chance to stop the check and mate. No matter what white will play, the queen on c2 is also very badly placed. The rook on c1 is there. Bishop on b2 is there. Nothing is coming to the rescue of the king on h1. So this is the main theme. And okay, if you play king to the f3 or king to the h3, then obviously that position will be almost check and mate. Just for the clarity, I'll show you. If king f3 is played, we can play rook to the e8. Good move. We will be blocking all the paths for this king. And after rook g1, queen f4, king g2. Here, I'll give you 1 minute to think about this position and tell me a good move in this position, because the move which black needs to play in this position is not that much straightforward. We need to find out a good move. Just tell me which move will you play. I'll wait for you. Okay. Okay, rook e2 is something which you are suggesting. Yes, guys, you are absolutely right. Rook e2 should be played. Because the natural move like queen into h2 is there, but after king f1 we don't have any good checks, because queen h3 check, rook g2, queen h1 and rook g1, the game might be drawn. So before he saves himself, we should play rook to the e2, because First of all, we are attacking the pawn on f2, plus we are pinning the knight on d2 also, because the queen is there on c2 and white is just helpless in this position. We'll just win this game. So this is something which is happening. Okay, so that's why bishop into g2 was much more better. Okay, okay, now we will go to the game. Bishop into h2 was played, check, and after king into h2, queen h4 check, king to the h1, and now bishop into g2. But after this, we can see that white has a nice way to defend the position. He has this move of f3. Okay, if king into g2 is played, can you suggest me how will you win this position? Can you give me some suggestion, like your opinion about how will you win this? This is quite obvious that white is almost getting checkmate, but how will you do it? It is the classic example of rook lift. Yes, rook lift is very important because our rooks are ready to come in the game by rook d5. But if you just bring that like that, then we will not be able to do that, but because the g5 square will be covered. So first play queen g4 check, king h2, and now play rook to the d5, and there is no stoppage for rook h5 check and mate. All white can do is like sacrifice the queen with queen into c5, but okay, we will win the game after sacrifice, like capturing the queen. So obviously king g2 was not played. Always pay attention to the sequence of moves. Okay, P and John, you, Krishna, you have also said, first of all, pay attention to the sequence of moves, like queen g4 first is more important, and then rook d5. Okay, okay, f3 was played, and now white played this move. Obviously he wants to run away. If we play bishop into f1 or something, like he wants to run away, so we need to play in a very constructive way here. And Tarrasch was very clever person. He understood that white wants to run away from the e file. Yeah, you can play queen h1, I am not denying this move, but after this move what will you do? Because white is ready to run away, and now your queen is also being attacked. So if you play bishop into f1, I'll play rook into f1, or even knight into f1 is also there. And now if you play queen h2, I will run away with king to the e1. So we don't want our opponent's king to run away in this position. Whenever he is stuck, we should cramp him more. So king f2 attacked by the queen. Okay, bishop h3 is something which you are suggesting. Maybe you are threatening queen to the g3, right? But I will get this knight e4 move, and you are defending this square. The queen is also coming in the game, so you should not allow your opponent to take this kind of chances. Okay, if you play queen to the g3 in this position, which was suggested by Mayur, still I'll play knight to the e4, attacking the queen on g3, and you don't have time because next move I am going to play queen into g2. So this is a very tricky position. Here black played a very silent move, and that is something the trademark of great players. They played, yes, Krishna, rook e8 was played by black. He is just waiting. Okay, he is not doing anything. Okay, now the most important thing is like, what if knight e4 is played, but now the position is much more better. We can play queen h1 check, king to the f2, bishop into f1, and if rook into f2 is played, this is a different position because the knight is not there on d2 square, and it makes a big difference because we have this queen h2 check, and it is a skewer because we are going to win the queen on c2. Do you understand this thing, that this is the difference between the previous position and this position? Okay, so after bishop into f1, the position is almost going to collapse because now black is exchange up, plus white's king is completely badly placed here, and okay, pawns are also, one pawn is extra from black side. Okay, white played for some more time. He played d5, and after f5 we are going to attack the knight on e4. Yes, getting the last piece in the game, and that is also said like many people say in different ways. Bring all the toys to the party or call all your friends for the party. So whenever we are attacking, it is said like you are partying. Okay, you are enjoying something because nobody likes to defend, but everybody likes to attack. And so when you are enjoying something, you should bring your all the friends or the toys or something like that in the party. You should not just enjoy alone because you cannot really enjoy alone. That is what I think. We should celebrate, we should share. Okay, so okay, white played queen to the c3 in this position. Am I there? Am I disconnected? Guys, am I back or am I completely disconnected? I am there. Okay, really, because I cannot listen to myself. Wait a minute, I got disconnected on my mobile, I think, because I was listening to myself, but it's not working. Just give me a minute. By that time, you can find out the good move from, if you are listening to me, then you can try to find out the good move from black side. What would you play? Yeah, now I can hear myself. No, I always listen to myself whether I'm audible or not. Whenever I'm not able to hear myself, then I feel okay, I'm not audible. Then there is some problem. I detect it. Okay, what will you play here? Guys, you are not suggesting moves. You have been very silent. That is very bad. You should suggest me moves. Okay, Queen G2 is the first suggestion. That is what Black played in this position. Tarrasch went for playing Queen to the G2. Then King to the E3 was played. And now can you tell me a stunning move in this position? Just the King is already in the market as Karthik was telling me. The King is in the market to what to do. Checkmate him, right? How will you achieve that thing? F4, Rook E4 is suggested. Very good. Rook E4 is suggested by two people. Okay, Queen E2 is also possible, but we are running away with King to the F4. Black actually played Rook into E4 because after F into E4, there are multiple ways to win this position. Okay, just to let you know, one very funny variation is there in this position which did not happen in the game, but I'll just show you. Like Queen E2 was one of the possibilities. Then if King F4, then Queen E4 check. If King G4 is played, then Queen G4 check. If King F2, then we can play Queen E2 check, and after King G3, Queen G2 check, King here. Okay, this is going to be King F6, Rook D6 check, King G5, Queen G4, King H6, and Queen H5. This was a funny variation. Okay, I just maybe there are many different ways to checkmate White's King in a better way, but this is something which I have calculated. Okay, F4 was played in the game, and after King into F4, Black played Rook F8 check, King E5, then Queen H2. As I Then King E6 was played. Okay, can you tell me mate in two moves? Mate in two moves, guys. Not exact. Yeah, mate in two moves. I'll wait for you. Final variation, mate in two. Only in two moves. This is absolutely winning position for black. You can win in multiple ways. Bishop h3, I can play queen into h3, okay? Okay, winning position is there, but bishop h3 is not the check and mate. He can play queen into h3, and that is not mate in 2. I'm talking about mate in 2. Okay, I will tell you what is the mate into. Here, rook e8 check is the best move. If king d7 is played, then white will be checkmated after a very silent move, that is bishop to the b5 check and mate. And this was the hidden move, you can say, like bishop b5 is something which we usually don't see, right? And this is how the game was ended, with this beautiful checkmate, the hidden move. And this double bishop sacrifice became very famous because it was played against Aron Nimzowitsch, and Aron Nimzowitsch even annotated this game, and that's why this game was very famous after that. It was like very tricky game. There was nothing straightforward, but you can understand the difference between playing like two different things, like bishop into h2 and bishop into g2. One move is correct and one move will give your opponent some more chances, right? Okay, did you enjoy this game? Karthik has already said what a game. Thank you. From Tarrasch side. All these famous and great games are there. I have not analyzed this game, so I hope you have not seen this game. Only one person has already told me that he has seen this game earlier. Okay, fine. So these three games we have seen, and I hope that I discuss some attacking techniques related to the what to do if our opponent's king is in the center of the board, or when our opponent has some weaknesses towards the king side also. Actually, internet problem happened initially. After that, internet problem did not happen. Maybe I don't know, Vaishnav, what happened on your side. It was fine. It was stable. But you should have some patience. I will just say, like, we are in India and internet can go and come anytime. This is the best internet I have here. The main point is like sharing. Actually, in okay, g5. Okay, bring the rook. White can go walk. No, I have not. No, I have not seen that game. I will check it out. Can you tell me the play both players game? Then I will be able to find out the game, and then maybe I'll discuss about it. Tell me the like both name, like his opponent's name. Okay, guys, I think we can end the session here for today, and tomorrow I will bring something more constructive and interesting for you. Like, thanks for joining me. I hope tomorrow we will the there will be more viewers tomorrow. Bring more interesting thing. Okay, more people should join us. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, definitely I'll check, Niv. Definitely I'll check. See you. Thanks for joining me for the first day. We will have more fun in the coming days. Okay. See you then. Have a nice day. Good night. See you. Bye.